Now, Cindy and I, and many of us sitting here right now, have put on some masks, so it may sound a little muffled to you. We're doing so because we have little Adam Wingate sitting in front of us with his mom, Michelle.
Who I think might be the cutest little boy I've ever seen in my life. Hello, guys.
Well, let me ask you. So, Adam is 2 years old.
That's right.
What has brought him here?
Adam was diagnosed with A.L.L. leukemia on June the 5th. He was born with Down syndrome and had some challenges already. And he started walking at age 2, and we noticed the first week of June that he stopped walking. So we took him to the emergency room, and within about 15 minutes, they diagnosed him with leukemia.
Now you can hear some of the machinery that he's hooked up to beeping right now. He's got some monitors and some different tubes that he's got right now. And this little guy with his little dinosaur shirt on.
He's so cute.
Tell me, Michelle, I mean, how hard is it to imagine that a little child born with Downs also gets another blow at 2 years old of leukemia? I mean, is that just a 1-2 punch, and how do you accept that?
Yeah, we were pretty devastated when they told us. We found out about 1 o'clock in the morning that he had leukemia. We were pretty shocked, but Adam's always been super, super strong. The other challenge that he had was about a week after he was admitted, he came up with a fungus mold on his arm from tape. So Adam has had 8 surgeries to try to keep his arm, to try to get rid of the fungus. So I mean, from the tape was holding tubes in place, yes,
and IVs, I'm sure.
Yes.
And he had it on his body so long, it caused irritation.
Right, that's correct. He received the chemo, and the chemo actually breaks down their immune system, and they say that there's fungus on all tapes, and it just so happened that he had an allergic reaction to it. Just seeing his strength, and when you're up here, the first time we were up here for 36 days, and there are a lot of kids that are very sick in here, but when you're up on the AFLAC board, you just see them riding in their wagons and riding on their IV stands and having a good time, and you just take from their strength.
Let me ask you this. With all the surgeries he's had to have, he's age 2, so it's hard to even tell any 2-year-old what they're going through, and it's going to be okay. And when you have to hand him off to doctors or let him go down the hallway for another procedure, is he scared, and how does that make you feel?
Yeah, he does get very scared. The one great thing about this hospital, though, is every surgery that he had, they allow you to walk right down to where they're getting ready to take them into surgery. So it's very family-oriented. We had so many surgeries back to back that we got to know the nurses that were down in pre-op. So it's very difficult to try to explain to him. So it's heartbreaking. The first few days we were up here was very heartbreaking because I knew he was hungry, but he couldn't eat. They had told us with his arm that he may not survive, and when they told us that he may have a tumor on Friday, it's just something that you just can't describe.
Yeah, is there something about the hospital maybe that the average person doesn't know, because you've spent so much time here and seen so many parts of this hospital and had so many experiences? What can you tell us about the people that are the hospital?
I tell you that everybody here, every experience that we've had here is great. The nurses know Adam by name. I mean, it had been almost a month and a half since we had been back here. But we come to the clinic every Monday. When we come to the cafeteria people know his name. Wow. The nurses that walk through here know his name. The doctors know his name. And they really, really do everything that they can to make you feel a part of this family. So it's the best place that you could be if you have a child that's sick.
Michelle, what do you hope for Adam's future?
I hope he gets well really soon. He has, for me, I just want him to have as normal life as he possibly can and to enjoy himself. So,
how are you this strong?
You learn to be, and I tell you, what I try to think of is Adam loves to be outside. He loves to play with his sister Elena, and he loves to play with the dogs, and when I see him so sick, I just try to think of him at the park and having a good time and running around and playing.
Right now, he's sitting on his mom's lap, and it's all he can do to keep his eyes open. The little guy is just trying to stay awake, but it's just, the eyes closed, and then he looks around and notices what's going on. He is an adorable little boy.
Oh, he is so just adorable.
At 2 years old, little Adam Wingate's here today, diagnosed with Downs, leukemia. He's had surgeries to keep his arm from reactions to things. I mean, this little guy has really, really been through it. And it seems every year Cindy and I find a little one that seems to be the embodiment of what goes on here. And he's got to be it. I mean, it's just this little guy is fighting. He's got 3 things at least that he's gone through in his life that nobody should ever have to deal with.
It's the Star 94 Cares for Kids Radiothon to benefit Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
I am here today because I feel very obligated to pay Eccleston back, because I'm sitting here with my daughter today, and I said I was not going to get emotional, and here I am.
It takes about 10 seconds. It takes about 10 seconds. Yeah.
He's got an IV drip bag going. He's got 6 or 7 different monitors on a big tall tower that follows him everywhere. You all right there, Sen?
Sorry.
There's good stories and there's sad stories, and Adam's a tough one to see because he's a beautiful little boy.
I sit alone and watch the clock, trying to collect my thoughts. All I think about is you.
When we were doing this before
I was going to ask you, before you had a daughter.
Before I had a daughter, you know, you can feel compassion, and he's 2, he has no hair, and the poor thing was sitting in his mom Michelle's arms, and every time he started to drift off to sleep, the machine would beep, and like Spoon said, it's because he was getting another dose of pain medicine, and just as he would start to, you know, look like he was getting comfortable in sleep, that would beep and his eyes would, you know, open, and he'd become awake, and it's like he couldn't just ever get comfortable.